Trunks is recognized worldwide as the first time traveler introduced in Dragon Ball Z and in the Dragon Ball franchise. But was he really? The answer is no. The first time traveler that we see doing time travel is Goku. Let's go back to Dragon Ball episode 129. This episode is called, quite literally, Time Traveling Goku. It's part of the Heavenly Training arc, which for the most part is a filler anime only arc, but it's without question my favorite piece of filler in all of the original Dragon Ball, and a really cool episode that if you haven't seen it or haven't seen it in a long time, you really got to do yourself a favor and go back and see it. So credit goes not to Toriyama this time, but to the writer of this episode. His name is Toshiki Inoue, as well as director Yoshihiro Ueda. This episode aired 34 years ago, almost to the day, October 12th, 1988. In this episode, as Goku continues his training with Mr. Popo and with Kami, he is now given a new task to make him a stronger and smarter fighter for the upcoming challenge that Kami knew about, which would be the offspring of Demon King Piccolo, Ma Jr. in the 23rd Budokai. Those events were still a few years away, but Kami wanted to prepare Goku now. So the episode begins with Goku training with Popo but not making progress or able to keep up with his speed. Popo decides it's time for some new training, and he takes him to the Room of Time where past, present, and future exist. Now the Room of Time is not the hyperbolic time chamber, aka the Room of Spirit and Time. That's not what this is. This is the room that allows you to transport into the past, present, or future. It was only mentioned one other time, and that's in Dragon Ball Z when the friends of Goku, Yamcha, Krillin, Ten Shinhan, and Chaozu went to go train in the Pendulum Room. And we do believe that the Pendulum Room and the Room of Time are the same room, although they do look different, so maybe it's not. Either way, neither of these things are in the manga, which is why they have never been used outside of anime filler. The Pendulum Room was never mentioned again. Popo wants Goku to travel through time to meet a grand martial arts master. Meanwhile, Roshi is discussing training under his master Mutaito along with his rival, the crane hermit Sudu Senin, who was called Master Shen in the dub, and it's one of the most annoying dub changes because there's a character in Dragon Ball named Shen, the one that Kami takes over his body and goes to the tournament later on in the series. He's named Shen, but because they chose to come up with their dub name for no reason except they wanted to make it a different name than Crane Hermit, suddenly now we have a Shen that's not really Shen. It's quite annoying. So either way, I digress. We see a young martial artist trying to get a sneak peek at a woman bathing when Goku shows up and lands on him. The woman who he is trying to, I guess, spy on or whatever, she looks strangely like Ran Fan from earlier in Dragon Ball, and her name is Fan Fan. So obviously she is a distant relative. I guess you can say maybe an ancestor of Ran Fan. So he introduces himself to Goku as the best student of Mutaito, a 18-year-old Kame Sennin, aka Master Roshi, the turtle hermit, who Goku wants to train with. They also introduce a young Sudu Sennin here in this film, aka the Crane Master. Roshi takes Goku to battle Mutaito. When Goku says he trains in the heavenly realm, he is laughed at. Mutaito wants to see him fight for himself. Goku tries to strike Mutaito with amazing speed, but Goku, being way less experienced, ends up getting folded by the old master's speed and technique. Goku asks how Mutaito was able to push him back without touching him. Mutaito explains that this is the power of ki control. I find it weird that Goku already knew how to use ki at this point in the series, using the Kamehameha multiple times, but perhaps he did it instinctually as opposed to really knowing what he was doing and how to control it. Mutaito takes Goku to a waterfall to show him how to cut the water using energy. This, of course, demonstrates the high mastery of ki and how to control it and suppress it properly. So the story of the episode then moves on to Roshi going after Fan Fan, but Crane Master wants her too, but she admits she's not into those kind of guys. Crane demands that she be his girlfriend, going so far as to punch her in the stomach to knock her out, to force her to be with him. This man knocked out a woman saying, no, you will be my girlfriend no matter what. Damn, bro, that is a cancelable offense in 2022. Crane Hermit attacks Goku but can't land a hit on him. Goku counterattacks, and then we find out that Fan Fan has been tied up to a tree with a knife at her throat. Yeah, I'm sure she'll really fall for you now, brother, doing that. Yeah, the girls love it when you kidnap them and threaten to cut their throat. Totally sexy. Anyways, Crane beats the shit out of Goku, and Goku eats it and laughs despite getting beaten up. So a torch is dropped and Goku and Roshi are surrounded in a ring of fire.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
Goku remembers what Mutaito taught him about focusing his energy and powers up and fires a blast to split the fire and create a path for them to walk through. Fan Fan kicks one of the Hermit students in the balls and Mutaito shows up, leaving him in shame. And then Roshi vows to one day surpass Goku, which is a great line considering how they would end up meeting many years later. The end of the episode features Goku returning to the waterfall, trying to cut it, knowing that he still has a lot of training left. I love this episode. It's got a good range of comedy. It's cool seeing a young Master Roshi and a young Suru Senin and a young Mutaito, and I kind of wish they would do a spin-off going into these guys and how they develop their rival schools and all that stuff. Mutaito's legendary martial artist. He did invent the Mafuba, which is the evil containment wave or the demon containment wave, and he was the one that sealed up Piccolo many years ago. Recently, Toyotaro did a redraw of the characters of young Roshi, young Crane Hermit, and of course Mutaito. So when you get a chance, go back and watch Dragon Ball episode 129 because it's one of my favorite pieces of filler ever made. Thanks for watching.